Looking at our blue marble earth, we see its frailty, its vulnerability, and its isolation amid the vast expanse of space. Near the southern tip of Africa lies magical Hangklip, a mountain outcrop surrounded by an area of such natural beauty and floral diversity as to be recognized as the world's greatest biodiversity hotspot. For centuries, its rugged topography and inaccessibility served to protect this botanical paradise, nestled between ocean and mountains. The face of this region was formed by millions of dramatic events over millions of years. Inexorable movements of the Earth's crust, sea levels rising and falling in turn, remorseless erosion, and climatic change. In this variety of soils and climate, the existence of the kingdom of narrow-leaved shrubby vegetation, better known as Fynbos, became well established. In the 20th century, development came, and the villages of Kleinmond, Betty's Bay, Pringle Bay and Royals were established, and the Kogelberg Biosphere Reserve proclaimed. This reserve teems with wildlife. Apart from leopards and eagles, rooikat or caracal, Cape Graysbok, Cape clawless otters, baboons and grey mongoose are just some of the mammals of the Kogelberg. And then there are the birds, raptors, resident and migratory freshwater birds and land birds, forming an integral part of the sensitive Kogelberg ecosystem. Back to Fynbos. It survived the last ice age, and it also survives in the sandy, nutrient-impoverished soils, fierce, persistent coastal winds, and dry Mediterranean summers. Families of Restio, Erica, Protea, and many bulbs thrive in these conditions. But to maintain this great diversity, and to ensure the survival of rare plants, Fynbos needs fire. It is an integral part of the vegetation's evolution. Of all living organisms that have been part of the succession of life on planet Earth, only human beings have possessed the mental ingenuity, backed by physical and technological power, to alter the natural landscape and ecosystems they have inhabited. And then, on the dry summer's night of 31st December 2018, just before midnight, an illegal flare was fired within the municipal boundaries of Betty's Bay. The felt was like a ticking time bomb after a long, dry summer. Through one man's action, an 11-day-long nightmare began. A ripple effect of firestorms, smoke, drama, devastation. Emotions of loss, anger, sadness, shock, disbelief swept through the community. Hangklip and Kogelberg were turned into a war zone. Residents from Betty's Bay, Pringle Bay and Royals were on standby to evacuate their homes amid flames and smoke. The skies were filled with flames at night and smoke by day. The sounds were of helicopters and sirens and burning mountains. Firefighters risked their lives, fought the fires on different fronts. The mountains burned for 10 days. Thousands of hectares of precious Fynbos were burnt. Small animals died in the flames. And then, at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon of 11 January, an unexpected strong wind came out of the blue. Flames ignited above the Harold Porter Botanical Gardens. Within minutes, the fire roared down through parts of the gardens. The strong winds formed fireballs which jumped in all directions. According to eyewitnesses, some fireballs traveled a kilometer through the air. This firestorm picked up speed and swept through the Sunny Seas part of Betty's Bay. Everybody was caught unawares. It was chaos. Residents started to flee in all directions. Some lost their sense of direction in the smoke. Some were rescued. Some jumped out of their cars and started to run. Some left their pets behind. Some turned back to try and rescue. And then, suddenly, within 2 hours, it was over. A black landscape, 39 destroyed houses, and even more badly damaged properties were left in the trail of the firestorm. Shattered people returned to the ruins. Others could not. Some were in hospital, some in a state of shock. It was ashes, ashes everywhere. And then, just as unexpectedly as the wind and the fire, the rain came. A balm for man and nature. Irreplaceable memorabilia and photos are lost forever.
Gemens hou van die vuur nie.
Ons het alles verloor. Ons het niks oorgekom.
Totdat hierdie vuur ons gekry het.
But this was the worst ever.
Jy kan dit eintlik vir niemand beskryf nie.
I knew it was going to happen sometime. It was just when.
So almal is onverwags van.
There'd been no real warning. The first time anybody had said anything of how bad this whole fire was.
The loss of the church building that is, came as a terrible blow because like any church, it has very special memories for people.
Die vlamme is wat ek onthou. Dit was so hoog en ons was tussen hulle deur. En die rook, dat jy nie kan sien nie. Ons het nie geweet waar is ons nou nie, watter straat is ons nou nie. Jy kon niks sien nie. Toe brand die kar.
En toe ek weer sien, toe sit net vlamme. Toe probeer ek hom by die deur uitkry, maar hy kan nie loop nie.
En toe die rook uiteindelik skielik lig, toe sien ons die vlamme hel uit.
In die volgende oomblik, toe is hier net, dit is soos 'n tsunami, toe kom hierdie bolle vuur uit die rook uit. Dit was, jy kan vir geen mens beskryf, hoe kom dit so 'n vuurtornado. Hy het dit so gedraai en toe gooi hy 'n bal vuur van daai kant af, oor ons erf, na die ander, toe slaan dit daar aan die brand. En toe sit te laat, toe kan ons nie uit nie, want toe brand dit als, toe sit te vinnig oop.
Toe gaan die vlamme dakhoogte hier verby.
He drove right through the flames. Right through the flames. He said he could feel the heat burning up against the Land Rover.
En stop, soos al 'n klering. En ek sien wragtig hier staan die kar. Ek moet hier oor die brandende bos wat teen die kar opbrand, moet ek inspring. Aan die brandkant moet ek my pa uit die deur oopmaak vir iemand wat nie homself kan help en uitkry. En toe ek weer sien, toe het ek hom by die bakkie.
And when I'm in the road, I start to burn. I just felt I'm burning. I'm all over. I'm just burning. Oh, and I said, God, if you are wanting to take me now, you just got to do it quickly because I can't take this, the burning. And you know, at that moment, behind me, I hear a car hooting, and I think, oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways, sending this car to knock me down. And I just remember that there were hands quick pushing me, and somebody had lifted me up. But the person that pulled me in, pulled the skin that was burnt, pulled the skin off the sand.
Toe ek sien die vlamme is verby, toe ek uit en toe kon ek water kry by die tanks en doodgooi waar het ook al gesmeel het.
Toe ek sien daar's niks van my tuin oor nie. Alles het verbrand. Dit was vir my 'n baie hartseer storie.
Maar die ergste vir my was toe die rook weg is. En ons kyk hier deur die venster en 5 huise hier voor ons brand.
Oorkant van die voorpad.
Oorkant die pad hier direk voor ons 2 huise en oorkant die 5 huise is aan die brand. Uiteindelik het ek daardie aand getel dat een na die ander aan die brand geraak, verder aan. En dan sien jy net, dit was laat, dit was na 11 uur se kant, toe brand daar een huis wat ons nie eers besef het, is aan die brand. 14 kon ons van hier af tel, wat gebrand het. 14.
Maar so het ek hulle dopgehou, waar elke huis aan die brand geraak het. En dit was bitterlik hartseer. Om te sien, huise wat ek gesien hoe het hulle opgekom, mense wat ek geken het, wat die huise met hulle eie hande gebou het, in die brand slaan. En dan net so, dis bondels rook.
And I looked, and the house on the corner, this was now already about 6:30 in the evening. The house just blew up in flames in front of our eyes. Down on the sea, another house went up, and one in front of us went up. The house right next door to Barry and Galia went up. These are all after the fire had passed by.
Van die vuur wat hier oorgegaan het, stukke vuur het hier oorgegaan met die borrelende rook. Hulle was soos 'n engel gestuur uit die hemel uit, regtig waar. Want as hulle nie haar opgetel het nie, dan was sy dood.
To me it was like a divine intervention.
Ek het die hele tyd gebid, Here help my.
Ek uiteindelik, ons ry toe ons uiteindelik uit Betty's Baai uitkom om die draai, toe raak het so skoon, selfs van niks gebeur het nie.
It was the following morning that it was so quiet. It was just so quiet. It was almost as if the sea had also just gone quiet in respect of what had happened here. There wasn't a leaf moving, there wasn't a bird to be seen.
Homes will in most cases be rebuilt. Tens of thousands of hectares of precious Fynbos were burnt. However, they will recover their former glory.